So let's quickly discuss without making any delay. So what are the web elements in the web pages? You can see input field or text field, button, checkbox, radio button, drop down, links, images, so logos, static text, header text, so tables, labels, so frames, divisions. So these are all the different elements you can find in the web pages. But how these elements will be identified by Selenium, that we'll discuss. Before going to that, so we need to understand each type of element, what HTML tags will be there. So let's go and discuss that. So I'll show you. So let's go to the rediff.com. So this will give you the elements. Okay, this will give you the elements, all the type of elements and HTML code. So HTML is the hypertext markup language which is used to design the web pages. So any web page, so you want to design, you should know HTML. So without HTML, there is no web pages. So that's why every web page you are seeing, that is designed by HTML. And then, so the beautification is done by CSS. So HTML is the skeleton and CSS will beautify that web page with the different beautiful colors, different designs, all those things. And so to make the functionality to work, people will use a JavaScript code. So that is a front end. This is called front end application. And that you, whatever you are seeing here, right? All this is called front end. Now, if you go to this link, you are clicking this link. So when you mouse over on any link, it will change your cursor to hand icon. So click on this. Now you can see this is the static text. So this is also static text. But this one is, this is a label. But this one is a input field. So what you call that? Input field we call that. So right click and inspect, and you can see the HTML code. So you can see here, this is the HTML code. Let me pull it down. Yeah, you can see here, this is the HTML code. Your any page starts with HTML, ends with HTML. Basically, HTML is a hypertext markup language, which is used to design the web pages. So, and head tag and body tag. So see HTML head body. So your human body is the, so HTML. So head to body. So the body only all parts you can find, right? Now, based on the head, you can identify that person. Here also in the head, based on the head tag, inside that you have a title tag. So you can find all the meta information and also title tag. Can you see here a title tag? This is called, in the angular brackets, if you put, that is called a tag, open tag, and this is the close tag. So what is the difference between open tag and close tag?
Uh,
Back slash.
Close tag is ends with the black slash.
Yes, sir. Black.
Forward slash. So forward
Yes.
slash is there. So that is the, every tag comes in pair. Every tag comes in pair. So that tag inside, so you can find your text. This is the page title that you can see on the top here. So if you write in the HTML code, that will be appeared here. So head tag inside, what tag is the one which shows the page title? The title tag. Where you can find the page title? Head tag inside you can find.
Header tag.
So head tag inside what tag? Title tag. So why title tag is used? To represent the page title. To represent the page title, you will use a title tag. So then header tag is the one. In the body tag, all the page elements, these are all page elements, right? This is sign-in link, ready form link. So this is the another logo, and this is the static text. So all these elements, everything is an element in the web page. So those elements you can see in the web page, but those are decided in the body tag. Those are declared in the body tag. So see that? So what is the tag name? Any input tag, any input field or a text field, what tag will be there? Input tag. So remember that. Then tag after you will have attributes or properties, key and value. So the first one is a equal to left side. That is the attribute name or property name, and within double quotes that value. So placeholder is an attribute, and that value is entire your full name is the placeholder. So next on blur is the attribute, that value is this one. Name is an attribute, and that value is this one. So value is blank, max length is the attribute, that value is 61. So see, one tag can contain multiple attributes. So what is the attribute syntax? Attribute name equal to attribute value within double quotes. So attributes and tags, don't confuse. Tag is the one which represent the web element in the UI. Tag will represent in the HTML. If you write the tag, then only that element will be shown in the UI. Otherwise, it won't be shown. I hope you are clear, right? Tag and no attributes. Are we good?
Sir.
Okay. Now, what tag will be there for input boxes? What tag is there for input boxes or text fields?
Title tag. Text tag.
Text tag.
Types are type. Input types. Input.
Where is type? This is not
Sir,
a tag. Input tag.
Sir,
Or input field or a text field or input box. So there is a input tag. You see angular bracket starts, right? After that,
Yes, sir.
immediately you will get a tag name. That's how to identify the tag. See here also, what is the tag? This one, label tag. So what is the tag of this one? Div tag. So what is the tag of this one? Form tag. So this angular bracket starts, right? That is the tag name. That is the tag name. And so next, button. Button sometimes you will get a input tag only. Or sometimes you will get, see, input tag after there is a attributes, type button. Here type for input field, what is there? Text. Here type attribute name is fixed, but values only will change. So name attribute, so the value is different. Here also attribute names are fixed. ID, name, class, type. placeholder, title, on click, class. So these are all attributes, but values only differs from element to element. Values only differs from element to element. Okay. So now you got, and for buttons, sometimes you will have a button tag also. Remember that. So input box, text box might have a input tag always fixed. For button only two tags will be there. So buttons, two tags will be there, either input tag or button tag. So you will get a two tags for the button, either input or button. Any one of them will be given. Now here see, they are given input tag. Some other places you will get a button tag also. Okay. So clear. For labels, what tag will be there? For labels, what tag will be there?
Label.
Label tag. So there is a label tag will be there. See, this is the label tag. So label tag, open tag and close tag. And then, so radio button, what tag will be there? What is the tag name for radio button?
Input, sir.
Input type is there.
Input tag. Checkbox also going to have input tag. So let me show you checkbox also. This is the checkbox. See, checkbox also is going to have input tag. So what are the elements will get a input tag?
Text.
Text.
Type text, checkbox, radio buttons. Button.
So input tag will be there for input field or a text field. Button, checkbox, radio button. So all these are going to have input tag. So very clearly mentioned here. See that? Edit box, button, checkbox, radio button, and the list box also you will get represented in HTML by input tag. So radio button, you will do click action, but checkbox also you will do click action. And make sure you are adding edit box or text box. First name, email, edit box, button, login button. So first name of that element, then type of that element. Both you have to tell while mentioning the element name. Okay, make sure that is following the process. And then drop down. See, drop downs are represented in HTML by select tag. See, drop down is represented by select tag. Then attributes, see, class attribute is there. Attributes, it's up to the developer. See, name is there, ID is there. So these are useful. What is the ID value here?
Country.
What is the name value here?
Country code.
So this is the dynamic value. So class this one and change this one. So these are the attributes: class attribute, unchange attribute, name attribute, ID attribute. So, but values will be differs. And when you expand it, so every option is represented by option tag. So every option is represented by, you see that, option tag. Option tag is going to have value attribute, label, and option close tag. So in between option open tag and close tag, between option name will be there. India is the one option. Next, America, Samoa, Andorra, Angola, Anguilla. So these are all drop down options. So each option is represented by which tag? Each option is represented by which tag?
Select tag.
Select.
Huh? This is the option now. This option is represented by which tag?
Option tag, sir.
Tag.
Option tag. So the drop down here is represented by select tag, but drop down option is represented by option tag. There are multiple options. Each option is represented by option tag. But the entire drop down is represented by this. Entire drop down is represented by select tag. But inside that drop down, there are options. That option is represented by option tag. Clear? Is it clear or any questions?
Yes, sir. Clear,
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. So drop down is done. Now, let me show you. Okay. So images are represented by IMG tag. So these are the images, right? So you can see IMG tag. See IMG tag. IMG tag is going to have a class attribute, SRC attribute, and there will be an alt attribute also. But images are mandatorily going to have IMG tag, but attribute is SRC attribute, and alt attribute also will be there. So, and these are the main things. But static text is represented by either P tag or no. So this is the P tag, paragraph. So P represents the paragraph. And links are represented in HTML by, so this is the links. When you mouse over, so it will hand over, right? And icon will be shown to you. So the A tag will be there. Links are represented in HTML by A tag. So A tag is going to have one attribute, that is href attribute. So href attribute only have the link and terms and conditions. So A tag is going to have href attribute, and A tag, close tag, and open tag in between. What that is the link name. Link name will be there. So here. So how can you get the link name means close A tag before whatever the text is, that's the link name. This is the link name. You should know these link names. Okay. So that's the link names. And then this is also link. A tag. So A tag, href attribute, and title attribute. One more title. Don't confuse with the title tag and title attribute. Title tag is for entire page on the top. This is the one. This title. So that title is represented by title tag. This title, Rediff mail free unlimited storage, right? That is a page title. That page title is represented by title tag. But what is this title attribute? That is called tooltip. So you are getting Rediff login, right? That box inside, that is called tooltip. That tooltip will be represented in HTML by title attribute inside the tag. So any tag inside, if there is a title attribute, what is attribute? Attribute name equal to within double quotes attribute value. That is the syntax of any attribute. It doesn't matter. Any tag inside, you can find attributes. But that is the syntax. Attribute name equal to within double quotes attribute value. So title equal to within double quotes. So title value. So if you want a tooltip, you have to use a title attribute. So they already defined all this, but if we should know what is the tag, what is the attributes, how to get those attribute values. All these are very, 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 very important if you want to work with your automation tools. This is the base, fundamental base for the any automation tool. So if you understand this concept, then it's very easy for you to grab the things. Okay. So I have covered almost all the elements, and a table is represented by table tag. So let's see whether we have a table here or not. So spy on this. This entire thing is represented by whether table is there. Table is not there. So this is not available. So let's see. Button, I want to show you button tag. Some places button is represented by button tag. So login button, maybe we'll see. See button tag. So I told you, right, for buttons, button tag is used under type attribute, submit, class value, sign in -btn, name equal to proceed, and login button. Button name is a login. So either you can use a button tag or input tag. Any one you can use. So both are okay. Now, so I hope you got all the elements, right? So I have covered, this is the base. Please go through this HTML concepts. So edit box or text box, you will do a type action. And how to pronunciate them? Email edit box or password edit box. Now see here, this is the Rediff mail ID input box, password input box, login button. See, I'm saying login button. I'm telling the name of the element and then type of the element. Both you have to say. Here also I'm saying this control name is password edit box. Rediff mail ID edit box. And this is the sign in heading. So header. So let's see what is that. So heading. See H1 to H6. If you find H1 or H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, those are called headings. Now H2. So heading. This is the one heading. Header text. So we have three types of texts: link text, header text, static text. So link text is represented HTML by A tag. Headers are represented by H tag. Static text is represented either by div tag or a paragraph tag or a span tag. Sometimes div, sometimes span, sometimes paragraph, p tag will be used. So these are the HTML concepts. Please go through this very, very clearly and detailedly provided. And so on the drop down is represented by select tag, but drop down option is represented by option tag. So images are represented in HTML by img tag. Static text is represented by span, div or td tags. Header text is represented by h1 to h6 tags. Labels are represented in HTML by label tag. Divisions are represented by div tag. Forms are represented by form tag. Frames are represented in HTML by frame tag. Internal frames are represented in HTML by iframe tag. And table is represented in HTML by table tag. Table body is represented by tbody. Table rows are represented in HTML by tr. Table columns are represented in HTML by td tag. Page title is represented in HTML by title tag. These are the different tags and their attributes. So attributes. So here I have provided. Go through this. So there is a list also. Li means list. So list also will be there. Attributes I will mention the attribute name equal to attribute value. Attributes provide extra information about that element. So attribute names are ID, name, class, value, typo, title, href, src, alt, tab index, placeholder, on click. So all these are attribute names. Some of them I listed out here. But values will change from element to element, but attributes are fixed. So link URL, very, very, very important, all these 3 points. Link URL will be available in href attribute. See, if this is the link, right click, inspect. See that a tag, a href. This is the link URL. This link URL will be in the href attribute. What is the href means? It's an attribute for the links. So href is an attribute, and this is the link. So every link is going to have href, and that href value is the URL of that link. Image source is available in src attribute. Tooltip of an element is available in title attribute. So all these basics are crucial. Please go through this and fundamental things learn proper. Next. So okay, now we understood all the web element theory and their HTML structure. Now how we will recognize those web elements? By Selenium. So while writing your automation test scripts, right, in the web applications, you use any tool, not only Selenium or Playwright or Cypress, any tool, you should identify that element. Or your Selenium or your Playwright or your Cypress tool understand that element structure, HTML structure. Otherwise, it won't work out. So in order to understand that element, you should know HTML structure. Basic. What is a tag? What are the attributes? We should be very, very familiar. Otherwise, it's very difficult, guys. So in order to identify the element, so Selenium uses its own concept called locators. So the Selenium or other automation tool locate the element and then perform the action on that element. So edit boxes, I told you what action you will do on the edit boxes.
We can text.
Huh? What action you will do on the edit boxes?
We can edit the previous text.
What action you will do on the edit boxes or input fields?
Action is we can type, sir.
That's what action, right? What action you will do on the buttons?
We can click on that, sir.
Click action. What action you will do on the checkbox?
Select option.
Select.
Select, sir. That
Checkbox
means
you will
click,
select. You will check. You will
while checking,
click action only.
click action. Click action.
Click action only you will do. And the radio button you will click only. You will just you will call select, but you will click on that. But drop down, you will select an option. Drop down, you will select an option. So that's the drop down concept. So in order to identify all these elements by Selenium, so Selenium uses a locators concept. So Selenium uses its own locators. So this is the interview question. How can you identify web page elements in Selenium? Using locators. Using locators. So what are the locators in Selenium? So we have ID, name, class name. So this is the one. All WebDriver locators are methods, static methods. These are the WebDriver locators. They will ask what are the WebDriver locators. So ID of ID value. So this ID value where you will get in HTML. In HTML. You are forgetting quickly. Concentrate, guys. This is a very, very important concept. You can see ID. So this is the ID value. So you have to take which element you are identifying, that element, you spy on that, then it will highlight here and see ID is there or not. So then take that ID. So that is the ID of ID value. Name attribute. So if you have a name, so you can identify this element either by ID or by name. See, the name value is login. So either one you can use, either ID you can use or name you can use. Now third locator, class name locator. Class name is class attribute value. So the class attribute value here is, so this is the one, email input. That's a class attribute and that value is email input. So if there is a class locator if you're using, then class locator name is a class name and you have to write value inside a parenthesis because these are all functions. Functions, how you will write function name parenthesis inside, right? You will write the all string type values. That's why double quotes inside you're writing values. Then XPath value. So CSS selector, CSS value. Tag name. So I already told you tags. You can identify an element with a tag also. Link text, link name. Partial link text, partial link text. So link text means you can identify an element with the link name. Partial link means you don't need to give complete link name. You can give just a partial link. Just you can give a partial link. So that is the WebDriver locators. So these are the two questions you are going to get here. How can you identify web page elements in Selenium? So what is the answer you have to give? Using locators. What are the WebDriver locators? ID, name, class name, XPath, CSS selector, tag name, link text, partial link text. So these two locators is only for link element, not for any other elements. Only for link, you can use these two locators. So what is the difference between this one and this one? This one is you have to give exact link name. So this one is you can give partial link name. You don't need to give exact complete link name. That's the difference between link text and partial link text. Are you all clear with the WebDriver locators? This is another interview question. This is another interview question. I'm giving interview questions in the topic wise itself. Okay. So all WebDriver locators are static methods in by class. There is a by class in Selenium that, so by class These are all static methods. So how can you call this class static methods? How can you call one class static methods in another place?
By calling direct static method.
By calling this class name, sir.
By calling with a class name. Class name dot the static method name. All these are I have explained in the Java. So I'm really telling again, entire Java is there in the Selenium. If you don't know Java, here you are going to struggle. You won't understand single line also. If Java is not clear with the methods, with the OOPS concepts, so with the variables, if you are not clear, and interface concept, if you don't know, you can join next batch also. First learn Java and come back here. Without Java, that's why we first start Java. Without Java, Selenium, you cannot understand single line also. Single line also you won't understand because everything Java only. See, I'm explaining static methods concept. We already covered in Java. And if you are not clear on that, nobody can help you. Okay, so that's it. Let's join back. Otherwise, we will discuss tomorrow. We'll discuss tomorrow because I have a meeting in 15 minutes. So I don't want to take. So we'll meet tomorrow, okay? So please go through this one more time, read and come back tomorrow. Thank you, guys.